Hi everyone, my name is Merel and I have a new video for you today. It's been a while, but what's exciting for now is that I've reached 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. That's great! Let's celebrate it with a new journal entry. These are the essentials that I will use. Today I will work with watercolor. I'm going to show you one technique that's really simple and works really well. If you want to journal with me, you're welcome to do so. I already sketched a cup of coffee, as you can see here. I watered the drawing before I added another wet medium to it. If you do this, the paint blends really well with the water. I start with a caramel watercolor in the middle. As I go, I start to paint the edges of the coffee a little darker to give it some shadow and texture. It doesn't matter if it's a little messy, just enjoy your creative cup of coffee. Eventually, I add the Ecoline to the coffee cup. This shade is called Burnt Sienna, and I think it's a lovely color for the autumn season as well. If the paint doesn't blend naturally, you can add a little more water. I followed this class by a woman called Mariya on Skillshare. She shows how you can draw beautiful coffee illustrations. This one is included as well. It's a super fun tutorial, so you should definitely watch it if you have the time. If you are not known with Skillshare yet, it's a platform for young artists or students where you can basically learn everything about art and design. The best thing about it is that there are actually real artists talking about their work and their behind the scenes, and you will learn so much from their tutorials. If you want to give Skillshare a try, I'm able to give you 2 free months. I will put the link in my description so you can check it out if you want to. I start with the Burnt Sienna shade. I do this because here the coffee blends with the whipped cream. On the top of the cream, the shades will be lighter. This is a cheap, brandless watercolor palette that I once bought. I used 2 caramel shades to give the top of the whipped cream a little more texture. By the way, I use my micron fine liner to outline the drawing. I recommend micron fine liners because unlike a lot of other pens, they do not blend with water once you start to use watercolor in an illustration. I also color in the mug with the same caramel color, and after that it's time to finish the illustration by adding the last details. I use a dark brown fine liner to add chocolate sprinkles. Doesn't this cup of coffee or hot chocolate with whipped cream just look delicious? I wish I could have one right now. Back to the first drawing. I start coloring in the coffee cup here as well. I actually wanted to have a coffee platter here, but I didn't really like how it looked. I will eventually add the same details here as I did in the previous coffee illustration. It's time to grab my journal. It's halfway through and you can notice that it barely closes and sometimes I struggle with it. Oh well. I'm going to create a minimalist art journal entry with the coffee doodles. I use this round sheet of lace paper as a background for the coffee drawing because it looks like a platter. After that, I grab a paper bag that I never used before, and since I want to use a small envelope in my journal entry, I get my scissors and I use the bottom of the bag. I cannot put something in the envelope, of course, but it's only for decoration now. As you might know, I love adding quotes or other written pieces to my journal entries, especially if I wrote them myself. I have a folder on my phone with all my little thoughts or poems. Often I search through that, and if I find something that fits the pages, I write it down. I'm decorating the page by adding a page from an old book, and I will eventually add a black paper tag and the coffee doodle with the whipped cream. I finished this page by adding less details. In my case, details are often tiny drawings. It gives the entry more character. I hope you like watching my process, and don't forget to check out Mariya's classes at Skillshare as well. She's really good. The link is in my description. I hope to see you soon. Bye bye!